17 miles. We're here at Candlestick Park, and then we're gonna head kind of northwest all the way to Land's End. So we'll go through Golden Gate Park and all the little towns along the way. And should be good. It's a little rainy, but we're prepared for it. Should be fun.
And this is our friend Marco, and yeah, we're excited.
The volunteers that created this trail describe it as a 17-mile trail that connects San Francisco from the southeast to the northwest. The Crosstown Trail runs through hidden trails, public parks, shopping corridors, tiled stairways, and community gardens along the way.
The trail is the work of a small group of local volunteers who believe in building community and healthy adventuring outdoors. For more information on trail history, map files to download, or how you can help support this cause, please check out the link in the description below.
As we left Candlestick Park, within our first mile, we ran into a Crosstown Trail sign. We also encountered our first of many murals on the trail. There are many places to stop and grab a bite to eat, or coffee along the way. Just make sure to check the hours first.
We really liked that the trail was designed to keep us walking along the tree-lined corridors in between the neighborhoods. This gave us a sense that we were always connected to nature.
Okay, kind of rain on us a little bit, but it's still, we're going strong.
As we left the corridors of the Little Hollywood neighborhood, which is just a few miles into our hike, we encountered our first hill at John McLaren Park.
From the top of the hill, we were able to see views of the city from where we came from, as well as where we were going next. From this vantage point, we were able to identify a few local landmarks to get our bearings.
And this is the first time that we see Cells Tower, tallest building in San Francisco.
Around 6 miles in, we crossed over 280, which took us from the greenery of John McLaren Park to the Glen Park neighborhood, where we grabbed lunch.
Okay, we made it to our launch spot, Higher Grounds, almost 6 miles in.
Higher Grounds is not far off the trail and was the perfect spot for us to recharge, grab a coffee, and a hearty breakfast before heading back on the trail. Just make sure to bring some cash.
First Dynamite Park in America, here right on Glen Park after brunch.
After brunch, we headed up to Glen Canyon Park. We learned from the plaque that the original park was the home of the first dynamite factory in America, constructed to help to build the railroad back in 1868. Unfortunately, the dynamite factory was short-lived because it blew up 1 year later. The park had us winding through lush valleys and canyons with tall trees and greenery. This valley marks the end of section 2 of the hike.
Okay, we made it to section 3 of this trail.
This section of the hike was all about stairs, but it was worth it because from the top of the stairs we got to see a new view of the city. Although it was a bit overcast, we could still see the beauty of the city.
And we had David join us in our trip.
These staircases reinforce the fact that San Francisco is the hilliest city in the U.S. We experienced just a sample of the 600 public staircases sprinkled throughout the city. These beautiful tiled staircases are hidden away in hilly residential neighborhoods. The handmade tiles are full of surprises as their creators come from all different backgrounds, including architects, designers, artists, and volunteers. One of the most visited staircases is the 16th Avenue tiled steps, located in the Golden Gate Heights neighborhood.
We are now on mile 13. It's really beautiful. We made it to Golden Gate Park.
The Golden Gate Park is one of the highlights of the trail. It is usually compared to Central Park in New York City, but the Golden Gate Park is actually bigger, over 3 miles bigger. Golden Gate Park is the third most visited city park in the United States, right after Central Park and the Lincoln Memorial. The Golden Gate Park is the home for many well-known events in the city. For example, both Bay to Breaker runners and the San Francisco Marathon runners run through the park. The park is full of diverse activities where one can visit gardens, the Conservatory of Flowers, and the California Academy of Science, just to mention a few.
Our last section of the hike takes us through the Presidio, an old army post, now a park, in the northwest corner of the city that actually predates the state of California itself, since it was first established by New Spain in 1776. The Presidio is in a unique spot in San Francisco because it has its hands in two separate worlds. On one side is the bay with Crissy Fields and views of Alcatraz. On the other side, you'll find the Pacific Ocean running alongside Baker Beach. And in the middle is the iconic Golden Gate Bridge. Views from Baker Beach show the rarely seen west side of the bridge. A little extra mileage today. The gate is locked, so we gotta go around. Alright, lands in. These are our last 2 miles of the trip along the water. For the last stretch of the hike, we journeyed through Land's End, a winding trail taking us along rocky cliffs overlooking breaking waves, an old lighthouse, and on clear days, you can even see across the bay to Marin. Along the trail in these final 2 miles, you'll find historical plaques illustrating stories from the past, including one about an unlucky lighthouse that keeps getting run into by ships. Almost there.
This was the perfect view to end our 18-mile San Francisco Crosstown Trail experience. By traveling east to west, the views got better and better with every step. Overall, we loved the trail. It was a great way to explore our city.
Hey, we made it! Woo, 18 miles! Got all the way across San Francisco, saw all the nooks and crannies.